So here we are, back at the motorhome. Just come down to sort out a few bits and pieces after the warranty work that we had done last week. If you follow my channel, you'll know the issues we had, but I'll just go through them. So we had the whistling problem on the front skylight, the Bailey whistle. That's been sorted out by having a thicker seal put in, and the clips, the actual handles, the locks, they've got a few more spaces in there now, so that the actual lock closes and goes underneath further, so it's less likely to pop open. Some people have said they still can pop open, but it can only do so much, I suppose. So I'll show you a bit of video of that. And this is the overhead cab here. So the overhead cab window. We've had the seal replaced, and we've had these extra spacers put in here. So basically these spacers at the back here on all 5 handles allow this, when it's closed, basically this part here now goes further in under there. This would have been a spacer or possibly 2 further back, so this really didn't go underneath there far enough to hold it in place. So they've all had spacers fitted, and we've checked that. Obviously I made sure that was all done, and longer screws have been put in there as well. So that hopefully should all be secure. I mean, on our way back from Grantham's, we didn't have the whistle, so I'm assuming that's been sorted, and hopefully it will no longer be a problem. We also had the bathroom wall resealed. That was sort of coming away in one area, so that's been resealed. So this is the shower area in the Bailey Adamo 7540L, and we had a problem with this wall here, which had actually come detached to this point here. So they have now, I mean, it did bulge out quite a bit here, so they have basically sealed that back down. I'm not quite sure how they managed to get in there to seal it, but it's been done. Presumably they opened it up here, I don't know, but anyway, it's all been sealed satisfactorily now, so that's all fine. We had the front cab issue, over the cab, the split on the front of the actual habitation area over the cab, that had split open in the hot weather earlier in the year. That's now been fixed, hopefully with this new clip arrangement that apparently Bailey have developed to stop it basically opening up again, because there's such a little thread of silicone along there, because the overlap is so thin. So hopefully those clips will hold it in place. And the slide out underneath this bed, we don't actually use this as a bed, and obviously this is in the 40L, yeah, Adamo 7540L. We had a problem with this track down here, which had basically warped. So basically if you sat on this centre seat here, it would sink down, and we had to put some support underneath to hold it. So that's been replaced. The rails on both sides have been replaced, but I've today attached some metal supports under there as well, which I'll show you a video of in a moment, to hold those in place, because I can see them basically going again. As I say, if you used it as a bed and you slid it all the way out, I wouldn't be too happy with the amount of support that those rails offer at the far end there, but we only use it as a seat, so it's well and truly supported there. And that's I think everything we had done basically. I don't think there are any other issues. So yeah, so I'll follow this up with some videos of all the work that I've done. It might be of use for people who are going to have this work done, and just want to put some extra features in place, just to hopefully you know, not to have the same issues again arise. But anyway, so here comes those videos. Thanks for watching. This is the track here that we had to get replaced. This side was actually okay. But it was this side that had collapsed basically. So this here had basically warped down just underneath here. So that's the new runner they've put in there. Now then, this is where this actually collapsed here. So this actually just, I don't know if it was possibly like it originally, but it just basically warped. It hadn't actually split, just on the one side. So what I want to do is to put a bracket under there to strengthen that, because I can see it going again. So I'm just going to do that. So this is what I'm actually using to strengthen and to support the bottom part of that slide in each day. So it's now screwed under there. And what these are fence posts, or fence post supports. Basically this screws onto the fence, and there's another piece that bolts on the bottom in there that goes into the ground. So these are just about the right length, and they're sturdy, they're pretty sturdy steel. So they go nicely underneath there. And if we push this back, back in place, back to the wall there, you can see that there. It comes out just a little bit when it's screwed to the back there, but the cushion will overlap there slightly, and I'm not concerned about that. I just don't want to collapse again. So basically that's supporting that plastic bar all the way to the back. We don't use these as beds, and we don't envisage using them as beds because we've got the 2 drop down beds, but obviously I wouldn't be too happy with that running all the way there and having underneath a lower bed there with the cushions, with the weight of 2 adults. But as I say, we only use it really as a seat, and that's where it had collapsed originally. So let's get the other side in now. Okay, so this is the finished job now. So you can see here, this is now secured in there nicely, right, butting up right against the slide here, the plastic slide. So that isn't going anywhere, and also on the other side here, that's screwed in, butted up against there. Screws come out just below, on this side I can show you better. Screws come out just underneath where the seat folds down, the seat frame onto, so that's okay. They do stick out a little bit, so I might put some cork on the end of those or whatever, but they're underneath the ledge there, so it should be fine. And now we'll get the cushion back on, but it's actually closed down. You can see the ends of these here, which is fine, which means the edge there is nicely supported. If anybody sits on that edge, then they should be fine. And now I'll get the cushions on. And okay, so here we are with it finished. So you can see the metal bars down there, just poking out, but they're in line with the cushions there, so they're not really that visible. And they, as I say, the main thing is that they support that slide out section of the bed. So that's the main thing. So there they are from underneath, and the slide, as I say, is just nicely up there. That's the bottom of the runner, which is just plastic, and there's the metal there supporting it.